If you have been following this series as I've talked about Moss Brook Church partnership, then I'm sure if you're paying attention that you've seen that it's others focused. That's purposeful and intentional because our Savior was others focused, and so ought we to be. Listen to this verse from Mark chapter 10, verse 45. This is Jesus speaking, and he says, "For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." So even Jesus, who is the creator of the world, when he came to this earth, he didn't say, serve me, wait on me, meet my needs. No, if you read the Gospels, then you will see that Jesus was completely others focused. He taught, he healed, he even washed feet. Can you imagine? On those dry, dusty roads and sandals all day long. And Jesus said, let me wash your feet. Let me care for you. Let me meet your needs. That was Christ's mindset when he was here on earth. And if that's how Jesus lived his life, then how much more should we live our lives that way? The fourth commitment in our partnership covenant reads like this. As a partner, I commit to serving those around me inside the church and outside according to God's working and leading in my life. We want to be others focused. We want to see people's needs. We want to understand their burdens and see what they're walking through and care for them and supply those needs. Now, you could be listening to me say that and say, well, okay, Mike, I hear what you're saying, but if I do that, what about my needs? Well, that's why it's so important that we are a part of this church family regularly, and that's why we are in small groups, because if we are in those groups, then we are building relationships, remember, so that we can be cared for. And if you are being cared for by a group of brothers and sisters who know you and love you and care about what's going on in your life, then that releases you to care about other people. Remember last time we talked about the fact that sometimes we say, life, I'm overwhelmed. If you are so overwhelmed with everything that's going on in your own life, then you're definitely not going to have the capacity to be able to see what's going on in other people's lives. So being in groups and having that fellowship and people who care for you helps to release that capacity in you to care for other people. Listen to this commendation that the Apostle Paul gives the church in Corinth. It's 1 Corinthians 15 and 16. Now I urge you, brothers, you know that the household of Stephanas were the first converts in Achaia, and that they have devoted themselves to the service of the saints. Be subject to such as these, and to every fellow worker and laborer. They devoted themselves to the service of other people. And Paul says, will you do the same thing? Will you devote yourself to service? Will you sacrifice your time and energy to love other people? Inside and outside the church, we have a lot of volunteers here. We have a lot of people that are caring for others and meeting their needs. But that doesn't just happen inside these walls. What about out there? Do we or do we not rub shoulders with every day with people who have needs? Can you see them? Are you willing to devote yourself to the needs of other people? Moss Brook partners commit to putting the needs of others ahead of their own. You can only do that when you are committed to Christ. He who gave himself as a ransom for many to serve others. Will you do the same? Will you imitate him in caring for the needs of other people?